This is the Realme 7. It is considered to be one of the best phone under 15K. So what's so good about this phone? Also, this is the first Realme phone I had ever used since its existence. I have been using this phone as a secondary phone for past couple of weeks, and in this video, I'll be sharing my experience with the Realme brand and tell you whether this phone is worth buying in 2021. So first thing I immediately noticed holding this phone is its weight. This phone weighs 196 grams, which is pretty lightweight considering it has a 5000 mAh battery, especially since most of its competitor weighs more than 200 grams. I've been using the Poco M2 Pro as my primary phone, and that phone weighs 210 grams despite having a similar capacity battery. So this one definitely felt much more lighter. Also, it has a slightly smaller 6.5-inch display, which makes it a bit easy to use single-handedly. Now coming to the back of this phone, it got a matte blue color finish at the back, and this is by far the best back panel design I've seen in the phone at this price range. I mean, having a matte finish makes it a less fingerprint magnet, plus it also provides a little bit of extra grip while using the phone. My only concern is that the back is made out of plastic, which does feel cheap, especially switching from the Poco M2 Pro. At the front we have a 6.5-inch Full HD Plus display, and it's a pretty good panel. Colors do look a bit punchy, which does improve the video viewing experience, but if you are into editing photos on your phone, this display might bother you. It has a 480 nits of max brightness, which makes it very much visible even in the bright sunlight. The display also supports 90Hz refresh rate, which does make the phone feel a bit snappier. But as the case with most of the other phones in this price range with higher refresh rate, there are some frame drops, although it is a lot less than the Poco phones which comes with the 120Hz display. Now the Realme 7 comes with the Realme UI, which is still based on Android 10, although I am not complaining since most of its competition are also still on Android 10. Anyways, keeping that aside, in my brief usage, I kinda like this UI, especially its quick draw panel. It has a One UI style quick draw panel where all the toggles is moved downwards so that it can be easily accessible. The default Realme launcher is also quite user friendly. We have the basic swipe down to bring quick draw panel, swipe up for the app drawer, swipe left to bring Google Shelf, and double tap to sleep. Now Realme UI is a feature loaded UI, and I found quite a lot of features which are similar to MIUI. Now there are some features which I found quite interesting, like there's a Wi-Fi dual channel acceleration mode which basically enables data and Wi-Fi at the same time to get a better internet speed. Then there is a smart sidebar through which you can open frequently used apps of your choice just by swiping from the edge of the screen depending on where you have kept the bar. Now what about the ads? I do notice some push notification from browser apps, but other than that, there is no ads in the UI. Also, there is no unnecessary security app or antivirus app, so that's a good thing. Realme 7 comes with the MediaTek G95 CPU, which is quite famous at this price point, and the performance is pretty good too. I do played games like Alto Odyssey and ran a couple of benchmark, and the phone doesn't break a sweat. Also, I hadn't faced any major overheating issues as such, considering most of the MediaTek phones are infamous for heating issues. So yeah, performance is A+ on this phone. Now what about the battery? As I have been using this phone as a secondary phone, I can easily get 2 days of battery life with 5 to 6 hours of screen on time with the refresh rate set to 90Hz. Also, the 30-watt charger which comes bundled with this phone is insanely fast. It charges the phone in just under an hour, which is much more faster than the supplied 33-watt charger on the Poco M2 Pro. Realme 7 comes with the 64 megapixel camera, and it's the same Sony IMX682 sensor which comes on the Poco X3. But the photos taken through this phone turns out to be a bit oversaturated. Like, here is a side-by-side comparison of the Realme 7 and the Poco M2 Pro, and as you can see, the red on the Realme looks a bit too much, although detail levels are pretty good. The camera app is quite feature loaded, although not as much as the Xiaomi phones. Also, since it comes with the MediaTek chip, Gcam support is almost non-existent. So overall, I had a pretty good time with the Realme 7, and the best part I felt about this phone is the battery and the Realme UI. As for the phone, is it worth in 2021? I will say nah. At the current price of 14,000, I think the recently launched Narzo 30 Pro makes much more sense. And if you want a phone for cameras, Poco X2 or the X3 will be the better phone. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you found this video helpful, then make sure to smash the like button and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Until then, my name is Rishabh and I will catch you guys in the next one.